Jai Hind everyone. We have already discussed about SSS congruency criteria and SAS congruency criteria in our previous classes. In today's class, we are going to continue with the different congruency criteria. In continuation with that, the next congruency criteria is ASA congruency criteria. Once again, when we consider A, S and A stands for angle and S stands for side. So the theorem says, or the congruency criteria says, if under a correspondence, two angles and the included side of a triangle are equal to two corresponding angles and the included side of the another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. In SAS, there were two sides and the included angle. Here it is just opposite, two angles and included side. For example, in this case, if you can see, we have two triangles, triangles ABC and PQR. If somehow we come to know that a triangle in these two triangles, angle ABC is equals to angle PQR and angle ACB is equals to angle PRQ, and also if you can see the angles, these two angles and this angle and this angle, the side which is common to both the angle is BC over here and QR over here. So after these two angles equal, if we come to know that the side BC is also equals to the side QR, then by using ASA congruency criteria, we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. So this congruency criteria belongs to this way. So remember, in this case also, the side which is common to both the angles needs to be equal, then only can we use ASA congruence criteria. Otherwise, if we have any other side, we cannot use this ASA congruence criteria. So this is what ASA congruence criteria is. Moving ahead with the next congruence criteria, it is RHS. Now this RHS congruence criteria is only applicable to a right triangle or the triangle which has an angle 90°. In this case, this R stands for right angle, H stands for hypotenuse, and S stands for side. So in a right angle triangle, if we want to use this RHS, the hypotenuse and one side of a right angle triangle are respectively equal to the hypotenuse and one side of another right angle triangle, then the triangles are congruent using RHS congruence criteria. For showing the congruence that they are congruent, once for a right angle triangle, one angle is already 90°, so they have to have a right angle. Other than that, if you know that the side AC is equals to PR, we know that the side which is just opposite to 90° is always considered as hypotenuse. So for triangle ABC, AC is hypotenuse. For triangle PQR, PR is hypotenuse. So if we know that AC is equals to PR, and then any other side, like if we know that AB is equals to PQ, other than hypotenuse, if we come to know that AB is equals to PQ, then we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR using RHS congruence criteria. If you don't have AB equals to PQ and instead of that if you have BC is equals to QR, then also we can say that they are congruent by using RHS. So for right angled triangle, RHS congruence criteria can be used. Remember, RHS can be used only for a right angle triangle, whereas it is not necessary that for a right angle triangle or for a pair of right angle triangle we can always have the RHS. We can apply the other congruence criteria also for a right angle triangle like SAS, SSS, ASA, depending upon what are the things known to us for those pair of right angle triangle, but we cannot apply RHS congruence criteria to any other triangle other than right angle triangle. So this is what you need to keep in mind, that RHS congruence criteria is only applicable to right angle triangle and not for any other type of triangle, whereas the others congruence criteria can be applied to any of the triangle including right angle triangle. There might be a possibility that you have a pair of right angle triangle and they can be proven congruent by using SAS or SSS or ASA congruence criteria instead of RHS. So we look for RHS for a pair of right angle triangle. If not found, we can go for the other congruence criteria also for a right angle triangle. Now, once we are done with these congruence criteria, we will see the applications of these congruence criteria. So for the same, we are going to start with the exercise, that is the second exercise of your NCERT book. So this is exercise 7.2, where the first question says, which congruence criteria do you use in the following? So the question says we have AC is equals to DF, that means this side is equals to this. AB is equals to DE, that means this is equals to this, and BC is equals to EF. So you can see that all three sides of the triangle ABC are equal to the corresponding three sides of triangle DEF. So all three sides, so side stands for S, so S, 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 we have all three S. So which congruence criteria we use here? So we use SSS congruence criteria in this question. Moving on to B part, it says ZX is equals to RP. So this ZX is equals to RP. Then it says RQ is equals to ZY, means this RQ is equals to ZY, and then angle PRQ, which means this angle is equals to angle ZXY. So over here you have one side, then an angle, and then a side, which are correspondingly equal to the sides and angles of the another triangle. So we have got the sequence, first side, then angle, and then side. So we use SAS congruence criteria because two sides and the included angle of the triangle PQR are equals to the corresponding two sides and included angle of triangle XYZ. So hence they are congruent by using SAS congruence criteria. Moving on to part C, it is given that angle MLN, that means this angle, is equals to angle FGH, that means this angle, and then it is given that angle NML is this angle, which is equals to angle GFH, so it is equals to this, and then it is given that ML is equals to FG. We are also given that this is equals to this. So now what we have one angle, then side, and then angle. So we have two angles and the included side of the triangle LMN are equals to the corresponding two angles and one side, that is included side of the triangle GFH. So hence they are congruent by using ASA congruence criteria. So you just have to follow the sequence. They have to be in continuation. There should not be a break. Like someone can ask, sir, if I move from this side, I'll get SSA. No, you just have to go the way where they are continuous. There should not be any gap in between them. Means there should not be any side in between them whose information is not known to us. So that's how you will get that. Now if you see the D part, it says EB is equals to DB. Already they are marked. EB is equals to DB. So for triangle ABE and CDB, you can see they are right angle triangle. So the side opposite to right angle is always hypotenuse. So we got hypotenuse are equal. So we got H. Then AE is equals to BC. One side is equals are equal. So we have got S. And then it is written angle A is equals to angle C is equals to 90 degree. So we have got one right angle also. So we can use RHS congruence criteria to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So in this way, we can utilize those congruence criteria to prove pair of triangles congruent without knowing about all the properties of those pair of triangles. Moving on to the next question. This is the question number 2 of your NCERT book. You want to show that triangle ART is congruent to triangle PEN. So these are the two diagrams given, triangle ART and triangle PEN. If you want to use SSS criteria, then you need to show. So remember, if we want to use SSS, we need to show that all three corresponding sides of both the triangles are equal. Now from where will you get the corresponding sides? So you will get the corresponding side from this relationship. This is a very important part. I have discussed it in the previous class also, that the sequence of sides will be obtained from here. If it is written ART, so if you consider AR, that means the first two letters for the first triangle, then it will be equals to the first two letters of the another one, that is PE. So AR will be equals to PE. Same way when you take RT, it will be EN, and when you take AT, it becomes PN. So this is how you can take the different corresponding sides as and when it is required. So in A part, this is how we need to show. Next one is part B. If it is given that angle T is equals to angle N, now we are provided that this angle is equals to this. And now you will want to use SAS criteria. Then you need to have, once again, for SAS, we know that the two sides and the included angle. So angle is already given. So which two sides includes them? So it is AT and RT. So AT has to be equals to PN and RT has to equals to EN. So RT will be equals to EN and PN will be equals to AT. So this is how we can show by using SAS. Now the question is saying, if we want to use ASA and it is given that AT is equals to PN. Now we are provided with the case that already AT and PN are equal and we need to use ASA. So this is the side given. So for ASA, this side has to be common for the two angles which we take into consideration. So the two angles are this angle and this angle for this triangle. Same way for this triangle, this is the angle and this is the angle. So what are the angles you will have? You will have to show angle A is equals to angle P and angle T is equals to angle N. So if you have these two, we can show that the triangles are congruent by using ASA congruence criteria. I hope this must be clear to everyone. Moving on to the next question. Here the question says complete the congruence statement. So look at the diagram very carefully. In the first question, part of this, you can see there are two triangles. One is triangle BCA. This is B, this is C, this is A, and the another one is BTA. Now in these two, what are the things equal given? These lines actually suggest whether they are equal or what are equal. So see, two lines are drawn to BC and BT. So we have BC is equals to BT. Then you can see that one line is drawn to AC and AT. So they are also equal. Then these two equal angles. So we have angle CBA is equals to angle TBA. And on a straight line, if this angle is 90 degree, we know that this angle will also have to be 90 degree to make it a straight line. So we also have angle BAC is equals to angle BAT. So these are the things which are already given in the question. And then these two dots are also made. That dots also suggest that angle BCA is equals to angle BTA. So now what we need to check, angle B is equals to angle B. So if it starts from BCA, this side also you will have a B first. Then angle C over here is equals to T. So we will write T here, and then angle A is again equals to angle A. So it will be A over here. So triangle BCA is congruent to triangle BTA. This is how you need to find out their correspondence. Same way for this QRS, you all can see all three sides, and this angle P is equals to R, T is equals to Q, and Q is equals to S. So if I have written QRS for this triangle, QRS, again now we have QPT. So Q is equals to T. So wherever Q is written, we write T here. Then angle R of this triangle is equals to angle P. So we write P here, and then what is left is T. So triangle QRS is congruent to triangle. Wait, we did something. What is left over here is Q. So triangle QRS is congruent to triangle TPQ. That's how we can finish it off. Moving on to the next question. This is question number 10 of your NCERT book. It says explain why triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FED. So what we need to do, we need to find out why are they equal. So you can see what are the things given. You can see it is given that in triangle ABC and DEF, BC is equals to DE. This is given. Then angle ABC is equals to angle FED. Why this is? Because it is already given. Why they? Because each of them is given as 90 degree. And also it is given that angle BAC is equals to angle EFD. This is also given in the question. Now which congruence criteria should we use? Two angles are given and one side is given, so it has to be ASA. But the problem is that the included side is this, which is not equal. So either we need to prove that this angle is equals to this angle, then we can use ASA, because in that case we'll get this A, this S and this A, or we have to prove AB is equals to EF. So for any triangle we know that sum of all the angles is 180 degree. So for triangle ABC we can write angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degree. And from triangle FED also we can write angle E plus angle F plus angle D is also equals to 180 degree. So now this is 180, this is also 180, so we can write from here that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to angle E plus angle F plus angle D. Now from the things which we know, angle ABC is equals to FED, that means angle B and angle E are equal, so they will get cancelled out from here. Then angle BAC, that means angle A, and then angle EFD, that means angle F, they are also equal, so they will also get cancelled out. From here we'll get angle C is equals to angle D. So what we have proven that this angle is now equals to this angle. So therefore now we have got that this angle, this side and this angle are equals to this angle, this side and this angle of the another triangle. So we can use ASA congruence criteria. So we can write therefore by ASA congruence criteria, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FED. So this is how we can prove it. With this we come to the end of this exercise. There are certain questions which are there in the try these. We'll try to manage it either in the next class or during the revision work. So you all are requested to go through it. If there is any problem you can revert back to me. So we'll meet in the next class. Till then, happy learning. Jai Hind.